Okay there?
Yeah.
So this car has only had, to my knowledge, 2 owners. It's only done 20,000 miles. And the only thing that's wrong with it, it's got very strange shaped rear wheel arches, which nobody's ever been able to explain to me why somebody might have done that to it.
Okay.
Fall into it.
Yeah.
And I have seen a
But
bit.
I can't see the front of it.
No. And even if you were 6'5", you still wouldn't see the front of it. And you know, in the best year in the UK, Ford sold 200,000 Mark 314s in 1 year.
That's pretty good going, isn't it?
But try and find another one. And it's the only car that we've got that has a working 8-track stereo player, and I bet you don't know what an 8-track stereo. You do. Good.
I've heard them.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, they're around in my youth because I was born in '68. So,
Oh, yeah.
but I never got to play with them.
I had one of my first cars, so that's the cassette.
Because literally, it was
That's one album.
So you had eight tracks that you could switch between, couldn't you?
Yeah, yeah. You had 4 because it was twin.
Did they do stereo in those days?
Yeah. So
Right.
it was stereo.
Right.
Right. Hello, everybody. Come forward a bit because I haven't got a PA, so I'm going to have to shout. Okay. Well, a very good morning, Jaguar Breakfast Club. Also Jaguar Drivers Club, and I don't want to get involved in all that politics.
No, we're all one. We're all one.
For those of you who have no idea who I am, my name's Richard Usher, and I'm the idiot that set Great British Car Journey up 4 years ago. And I would actually just like to thank Gaynor, who has, as always, been a stalwart supporter of my little enterprise. And probably without Gaynor, we wouldn't have had so many Jaguars that visit us very regularly. So, but thanks ever so much for coming. We do rely on people coming to visit us to keep the show on the road. And it's great to see so many Jaguars of all sorts of different shapes and sizes here today. It's a busy day. If you have time, come back, because to do this thing properly with the device and listen to all the bits you can listen to and all the information on various cars does take several hours. And actually, ladies will find it much more interesting than you might imagine, because some of the stories are really quite amazing. So, you know, we try and tell social history as well as car history. So, official thanks to Gaynor and Mark, wherever Mark is. Mark, really, he's here. Who's Mark has put it all together as well, so thank you to him. And we're already hopefully talking about doing something next year. Maybe do something where you go from here, where there are all sorts of interesting things to do on our doorstep. So maybe we can combine it with a breakfast, and then you guys can go off somewhere and do something else. But anyway, that's all to be sorted out. But we're very keen to help in any way that we can. I should also thank Vera Tools. For those of you who haven't heard of Vera Tools, they are a very big German tool manufacturer, and they probably make the best hand tools it's possible to get. And they sponsor this, what we call Masters of the Mark event. So this is a Jaguar event. It's not a concourse, it's a bit of fun. I wander around the car park, so I will apologise to some of the owners of pristine, beautiful XK150s and things like that. I tend to give these awards to sort of cars that sort of take my notice for whatever reason, so please don't feel offended, but I have two quite nice awards to give out, and I don't know the names of the owners of these cars, so I'm going to do it by car rather than by my name. And I've wandered around the car park, had a look and made my selection, and the other thing that you owners will get as a result of winning this award is you will get membership of my club, the Great British Car Club, and I've got quite a lot of my members, if you'd like to wave around members who are here today. If you join the Great British Car Club, you can come to all our events for free. You can come as often as you like. We run quite a lot of unique to club membership events. We have a monthly breakfast and all that sort of stuff. So if you live locally and you've not been coming very regularly and you fancy joining another club, then Great British Car Club. But the two guys that are going to get the awards, if you give your name to Riley, wherever Riley is, down here, Riley, my long-suffering marketing guru, he will make sure that you get sent a pack and a membership card and all the details on the club. So anyway, without further ado, in second place there are two gigantic Jaguars in the car park, and I remember as a kid, I'm 68 next week, having a dinky model Mark 10 and even thinking then, wow, that's a big car. And of course whenever you see a Mark 10 or indeed a 420G in the flesh, you think, wow, that is a really big car, because they are absolutely enormous. And it's great that we've got two of them here today. I noticed one of them is for sale, so on that basis really only, I've given my second place award to the maroon, and my father, who was a huge car enthusiast, had all his cars in that colour. So again, personal bias always comes into this, and I make no bones about that, but Dad always had his cars sprayed that kind of maroon colour, and that just looks like a wonderfully lovely looked after car that has survived all these years. I think it's 1968, so God knows how old that makes it, but not quite as old as me. So I don't know where the owner is, but if he'd like to, Roger, if he'd like to come forward. So that's a set of Vera screwdrivers, which I can tell you are quite useful, and a little memento. And if you give Riley your, don't drop that. Thanks so much for bringing your lovely car to see us. Okay, so of course, even I know that 2025 is quite a significant year for one particular Jaguar, and I was rather hoping one was going to turn up, and indeed I think only one has turned up, which is kind of quite remarkable really when you think how successful the XJS was. And it's a car I have a great fondness for. We have quite a few XJSs on our fleet. We've got one that we let people drive, and we've got another one that our chairman drives around in. And so I was very pleased to see this V12 XJS. Nice that it's not a convertible as well. So, and I think the XJS gets a sort of really bad press. I mean, the one we've got one on our driving fleet, and it's performed amazingly well. And in fact, the white convertible that's on display in there was given to us by a local family. So, for no other reason that I'm so pleased to see it, and it's its 50th birthday, and we almost think we should sing happy birthday to the XJS, but maybe we'll pass on that one. So whoever owns the XJS, if they'd like to come forward, there's a slightly bigger. Now, I understand the car's been in your family for a long time.
Yeah, a few years, so yeah.
Yeah, how long's that? It's absolutely lovely, and it's actually quite nice to see the coupe, not the convertible. So lovely, mate. Great to see it. No, you're very welcome. Thank you.
Make sure you give me your email address to me, and I'll
And for the rest of you guys, again, sincere thank you. Do come and see us often. Tell your friends that we exist. You know, we are still, our visitor numbers are gradually climbing. We've had 4 years, we've done 4 years now, and I think we've just passed 130,000 visitors. So, but we do need visitors to keep it all going, and thank you so much for your support. Hope to see you next year.